That's not the...
You're doing Halloween.
That is Halloween.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then there's Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a nightmare on Elm Street. I think that's how it goes. I don't know that one. Anyways,
scary.
welcome everyone to another episode of Actually, it was kind of scary. Will There Be Cake? I'm Robert Lamb. With me, as always, Amber Simpson.
Yeah.
And returning right back during the storms, Adam Iben.
Hey,
We're
guys.
hunkering down, trapped inside this tiny studio, flooded around everywhere.
Because we got a hurricane all up in this.
Hurricane
And storms and
I
everything.
mean, you know what?
What?
It makes sense for this holiday.
Yeah, because it's bad luck that we got
It's a bad luck day.
It's a bad luck day. Is that what we're celebrating? Bad luck day?
I mean, kind of. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Which is bad luck day.
That's what it is, right? It's just, that's all, like, just about bad
Most
luck.
people associate it with bad luck. Some people,
It's like the
think it's
13th
good
floor.
luck.
It's like the 13th floor.
yeah. Many buildings don't have it.
I think they do. They just pretend they don't.
They just don't count it.
Should calendars not have a Friday the 13th?
I know. We
It
should just
skip that day
Yeah.
every time. That's so stupid. It's so stupid that people will... Come on.
Come on.
Jesus.
It's
Really?
actually like there's a name for it. People who fear Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Weirdos. Just kidding. Just kidding. If you fear it, I'm sorry. Please still listen. Don't
It's
give us a
actually
one-star
like
review.
irrational things.
It's like a high percentage of people have it. It's called triskaidekaphobia.
Oh, I have heard of that.
Yeah, the fear of the number 13.
I thought that was the fear of Triscuits. No, I think that was a joke somewhere. I don't remember where it's from.
Triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, I think that's on Friends.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was
probably. I
the
don't know.
episode
I don't-
of Friends.
I don't watch that shit.
Oh, not funny.
Whoops. Sorry, guys.
So, yeah, it's Friday the 13th. There's 2 of them this year, 2020. At least there's not
Of course
3.
there is.
So
It's
there can
2020.
be from 1 to 3 Friday the 13th a year. This year we have 2. One was in March, and then today.
I'm
Next
surprised
year-
this isn't the year that we had 4.
I
I know
know
you get it
they're
just
like, it's not
because
even
2020,
possible.
not possible,
but
but
it's
we're gonna
happening.
have it.
But the next 2 years, there's only going to be 1.
Cool.
So that's cool.
So you guys who are scared,
You only have to
you know, they'd be scared one day of the year.
You have to be scared half the time in 2021 and 2022. So you're good.
Cool.
So yeah, but like you said, people are like super scared of the numbers. So there's not a 13th floor in a lot of buildings and skyscrapers. Many people will not allow 13 people at a table. If there's exactly 13 people
What, do
present,
they send someone home?
No, they add a second table.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know how that makes it any difference. You're still.
I'm
there's still
sorry. I know
13
this is
people.
your daughter's graduation, but grandpa or grandma has to leave.
You like walk into a restaurant and you're like, how many in your party? 13. 13. Oh, so there's a problem. We're gonna have to seat you in the basement. Sorry.
Or they just have like another like waiter or hostess come over and they sit with you to make 14, and they're your friend for that evening.
Oh, that'd be so funny. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to put our
So what do you do? Yeah.
our number 13 person.
Yeah, we gotta make it 14. So here's our hostess. She just started working with us last year. Make her comfortable. She just wants to know what you're celebrating.
This is literally all we hired her for.
That's dumb.
Skippers would not go out to sea with a crew of 12 because, including the captain, that made 13 people.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep. And
Skipper,
then-
like, is there a timetable or like people still do that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It said would not go out to sea, so I don't think people still do that.
How many were at Gilligan? 7? They still crashed.
They still crash. Yeah, and that's a lucky number.
Yeah.
But ancient Mayans in Central America were the most advanced culture in all of the Americas, and they consider the number 13 sacred,
Yeah, see?
just like Taylor Swift.
She is a Mayan.
I knew it.
There's something about her and the way she just like carved out like calendars in that stone wall that I was like, there's something different about this
One right here.
pop idol.
You better watch her.
No, she just thinks the number 13 is lucky because she was born on the 13th. She turned 13 on Friday the 13th. Her first album went gold in 13 weeks. Her first number 1 song had a 13-second intro. And every time she won an award, she was seated in either the 13th seat, the 13th row, the 13th section, or row M, which is the 13th letter.
Jesus.
Who really pays attention to that kind of
And
stuff?
she also
Taylor
had,
Swift.
she sang about 13 ex-boyfriends, I think, too.
Probably.
In her songs.
Like
All of them. Like James Mayer.
Like
Meyer.
Scott Pilgrim.
Just can't
That's
pick 'em.
only
Yeah,
7.
I was naming like her exes. Wait, no, John Mayer. John Mayer?
John Mayer, yeah.
Did she date John Mayer?
She did.
Yeah.
That guy dated.
I guess.
I guess. It didn't end well, apparently.
I haven't paid my subscription fee to People lately, so
You say you're not
I've
keeping
been
up.
out of the loop. Yeah.
Keeping up. All right.
Other celebrities that were born on a Friday the 13th are Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen,
Ooh, that was a curse. For them. Just how it turned out.
novelist and playwright Samuel Beckett,
Okay.
and former president of Cuba, Fidel Castro.
How about that?
That's
Wow.
not
Look
bad.
at that. The Olsen twins have
And
something in common
Castro.
with Castro.
Honestly, I don't think that's the only thing. But we won't list all of the similarities between
I
them.
knew they were
right?
communists the whole time.
Yeah. That's why there was 2 of them.
That's why they share their
They
workload.
shared the, yeah.
Oh, also Alfred Hitchcock, master of
What about him?
suspense, born on a Friday the 13th, August
He
13th,
would.
1899. In 1999, it would have been his 100th birthday on Friday the 13th. He made his directorial debut in 1922 with a movie called The Number
Wait.
13. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought that was too obvious for you to let you guess.
No, that's fine.
The Number 13.
Yeah.
But of course, the film was shit
It was shit.
because
It was a silent film.
It
It
had
was
financial
old, right?
troubles.
It
Yeah,
had to be super old.
it was super old. Yeah, 1922.
22, yeah. So it was a silent film.
Yeah.
He did silent films until, like, I don't know, 39,
Yeah.
38. I don't remember. I don't remember what his first big movie in America was that was, like, not a silent film.
Me
Might have
neither.
been The Man Who Knew Too Much with Peter Lorre, because he did that twice. He remade his own movie,
Oh my God.
like they did with Evil Dead.
Of course.
Anyways,
In biblical references, it's believed that Cain killed Abel on Friday the 13th. We're not sure how this was determined because calendars were, didn't exist back
the
then.
Gregorian calendar didn't
yeah, it
exist
didn't have.
all the way back, in the times that
But
totally existed.
we know for sure the ancient Babylonian code of Hammurabi omitted the number 13 in its list of laws, written in 1700 BC, suggests ancient Babylonians considered the number 13 to be unlucky.
I think all the Aztec temples also didn't have a 13th step, if I remember correctly.
It's just like it's
just an extra step.
You have to step higher.
You had to reach out with your hands and pull yourself up.
And then there was a 13 club, and its stated mission was to improve the standing of the holiday and also flout all the manner of superstitions. As its first meeting, all 13 members walked under ladders into a room filled with spilled salt. The group's ranks swelled to 400 eventually, taking in 5 U.S. presidents, Chester Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, William McKinley, and Theodore Roosevelt were all part of the 13 club.
Dang. I was part of a Pen 15 club one time, but everybody just laughed at me. Sorry. Not quite the same.
But I've always enjoyed. So, my mom, when I was a kid, my mom would always get a new tattoo on Friday the 13th for some reason. But I don't remember if they were discounted back then, because now tattoo parlors do discounted tattoos on Friday the 13th. And generally, they'll like release a flash sheet or whatever, and they'll be like, you can get any of these, and it's usually like $13. Some of them do like $31 for bigger ones or whatever, but they almost always like make you include the number 13 in the tattoo.
Oh, really?
So I have 3 Friday the 13th tattoos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 on my ankles, and then this one, which I made friends with the guy, so I got him to not put the 13 in it.
Oh, nice, nice. So, I don't remember what I was just going to say right there.
But then, of course, we have Friday the 13th, the Scurry movie.
I was going to say, you don't think it's unlucky then because you got the tattoos. So
Yeah,
you
I
can't think it's unlucky.
I don't think it's unlucky.
Okay. Do you think it's unlucky, Adam?
I'm not superstitious at all. It's like if somebody says, don't say that you'll jinx it, be like, I'm just going to say it more.
I'm just going to say whatever and just see what happens.
I walk on every crack.
I've had black cats walk in front of me.
Yep.
So many, especially
Yeah,
nowadays.
that's the thing too. Black cats are supposed to be scarier on Friday the 13th. Poor black cats, they get a bad rap.
Yeah. There's just I mean, I never broke a mirror, so I never know if that had anything to do with anything. I have walked under a ladder.
Aren't those just unlucky anyway? Is it
Yeah,
just like
those are just
triple
unlucky.
unlucky if
Yeah.
you do it on Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's why they had spilled salt for fucking FDR. Who was it?
He was
It
one
was,
of them.
yeah.
I don't know. I just deleted my notes. So. We don't get to know.
All right. I think that's one of the ones you said.
Yeah. FDR
But Friday,
was
okay.
definitely one of them.
But Friday the 13th movies. Do you like Friday the 13th movies?
Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the weaker of the slasher films, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Jason's like a decent horror film or horror villain, but not like the movies themselves are kind of.
It's been a really long
Dumb.
time since I watched one. I played that video game, which they took
Oh, yeah.
offline. You can't even play it anymore.
What? Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Friday the 13th game that I kickstarted. And it was pretty fun. It went through like a lot of trouble or whatever, but
Yeah, one person was.
one person was
Jason.
Jason, and then everyone else were just like the campers or whatever. And you had to avoid him, and like you could hear. I think he could hear you if he was like close by you, like in chat. But otherwise, you couldn't hear. You can only hear people you were by. I'm pretty sure, but you couldn't like over chat. But you couldn't hear anyone else that wasn't around you. Like the mechanics of it were really cool when it came to like with that kind of stuff.
But they stopped it.
Yeah, they stopped recently, like in the last couple of weeks or whatever.
Oh wow.
So you can't celebrate by playing that, but you can watch the movies. You could get a tattoo.
You can get a tattoo.
You
Watch
could
movies.
have like a campfire party and
You
hope to not get murdered.
That's true. If you just don't do drugs or have sex at the campground, you're fine.
You're fine, yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
could-
then you could also play the NES Friday the 13th, which is a very horrible game.
There you go.
Ooh.
That's a really bad one. Played that for horror play back in the day. That was shit.
Did I play that one? I don't think I did.
I don't know. It was an NES game. You just kind of go back and forth and you fight off, I think, like vampires or something. Like they're weird. And then all of a sudden you get to Jason in the cabin and you have to fight him. And he's really hard.
And he's really hard.
He's really hard to beat.
Isn't Jason not even in the first one? In the first movie?
He's not in the first movie.
It's been a long. That's how long it's been.
So what?
It's his mummy.
Oh.
You killed my boy. And then she like has her axe. But then she dies and then he is in the second one, but he wears a burlap sack, I think, on his head. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. I do know he murders a guy in a wheelchair, though. And then in the third one is when he gets the hockey mask, and then from there it just goes crazy. Then he goes to Manhattan, then he goes to hell, then he goes to space. Like, it goes everywhere. Then he fights Freddy Krueger. It's just, he's lived 1,000 lifetimes.
He could do it all.
He's done it all.
He could do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you go to space, it's kind of like, that's literally the final frontier.
I think the only thing left is for him to go back in time.
That's true. Freddy in the 50s?
Jason versus
it's
Hitler.
not Freddy.
Jason versus Hitler.
Oh, that would be something.
Or go to space.
He already
He
went
is.
to space.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
Jason
interesting.
X.
That's weird.
Yeah. No,
I
he's
see that.
back in time. It'll be like Saved by the Bell. It'll be the college days with the college years with Jason.
He's got a lot more hair on top. He's
Yeah,
got a mask
yeah.
on, but just like
He's
longer
listening
hair.
to Nirvana.
He's got an earring. He's got an earring on. One of his-
Yeah. He lives in Seattle, works at a coffee shop, listens to grunge,
It's just too
complains
lazy.
about girlfriends.
He's getting high
He's
instead
wearing-
of murdering people.
he's wearing a polo shirt with a collar popped on it.
trying to
and
start his own band in the garage. Yeah. No, those
He's
Someone
are
should
arguing
make
with
that,
he's
for
arguing
sure.
with his mom.
yeah. that I would watch.
Me too.
Well, there's a lot of ways to celebrate.
Yeah.
A lot of ways to celebrate Friday
However
the
you
13th.
want.
But do you also celebrate with a little bit
Yeah.
of a dessert?
You might as well. You never know. It's a scary holiday. You could die. You might as well have a cake.
That's true. Just don't take you that 13th bite. Go right to 14.
You just throw the 13th one
Yeah,
over
throw
your
it.
shoulder.
Yeah. Over your left shoulder. Gotta keep it lucky.
Gotta keep it lucky.
Yeah. So definitely cake day.
Cake day. Always a cake day.
Not always, but most
Okay.
of the time.
Most of the
All
time.
right. Cake day for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we all leave this place, the studio, and nothing bad happens to us.
Soaked.
besides getting wet because of the storm.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
This has been a Seven Lamb production.